What the heck are these 5 love languages we're seeing everywhere that apparently can help your relationships? I mean, every relationship, parent and child, and romantic and friendships, and even co-workers. So let's dive right into it. And this is Anita with Your Life Tools. Thanks for joining me today. So first, what are the 5 love languages? We have words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and gifts. And before I move forward, I have a link in the description where you can go and take the quiz yourself. And the creators of the 5 love languages, there's a book you can read, an audible that you can listen to. There's a lot of different things that it has evolved over time, and it's pretty amazing. I say take the quiz and see which percentage you are for each category. It breaks it down and gives examples. Even if you think you know what it is, go ahead and take the quiz, because I like how they word the questions. And I know it can be kind of confusing when you take it, so just go with your first instinct for each one. Even though you might not like either, go with which one fits you best. So, why are they so important in relationships? If we think about the word language, it's just the way that we communicate. And we all know that communication is key in any successful relationship that you have. If I'm speaking Japanese and you're speaking English, we're going to have a very difficult time understanding each other and knowing what you need and what I need. So it's the same if I am someone who really likes to give gifts to show my love versus someone who likes to do errands or chores for someone to show my love. It's going to give mixed signals or just might not even notice at all. Or even it could irritate people and feel disrespected. So that's why it's so important to know what your 5 love languages are. And I'm going to take it another step further, how you can become a 5 love language pro. Practice all of them. Practice all of them, because I think all of them have benefits. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm a little bit of everything. I say, even if you take the quiz, you can learn a lot about yourself, because you can go as deep as maybe that's how your parents showed love, or maybe that's where they didn't, so you try to make up for the lack of that. So the quiz just brings awareness to what you already appreciate and accept as a love language. So I challenge you to practice in each one. So I'm going to go through each and kind of give an example. And after you're done practicing them, you can kind of reflect and be like, which one has been the most receptive with my partner? And if you guys are doing it together, have fun with it. Maybe challenge this week we're going to practice words of affirmation. This week let's practice gift giving, and so on and so on. So, words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is so vast of words you can choose. You can go from compliments, encouragements, gratitude. You look amazing in that outfit. The more details you can get and the more specific, the more authentic it feels. But if it's hard for you, just keep it simple. I love you. I love spending time with you. I love when you smile at me. I loved when we went to this restaurant and you pulled out the chair for me and made me feel really, cared for and respected. I love when you do XYZ, words of affirmation, or even the encouraging part. I believe in you. I know you can do this. I really think you're good at this. So the next option would be another step forward of words of affirmation is writing little notes to each other. We're in texting era. Text someone something, leave someone a voicemail. It's just making that extra effort and step to show appreciation with words of affirmation. Next, we have gift giving. What does that look like? It's not your typical I'm just going to go out and buy a nice gift for somebody all the time. It's also about being really creative with it. It could be as simple as, hey, I made lunch for you today and I'm giving it to you. I would say that's a little bit of mixture of probably acts of service, but it's something that's unexpected and out of the ordinary. Acts of service is more, I'm going to get a chore done for you. So it's helping that person out. So gift giving is kind of like an unexpected thing, and it comes from a thoughtful place, essentially. And it can be something with money, it can be something not in money, and you can mix both is what I suggest. Like, let's say you're going on a beautiful walk and you see a beautiful flower or two, you pick it, you give it to them. Or you are at a restaurant, maybe a Chinese restaurant, and you found the little note in it that reminded you of the person. Maybe even think like the Taco Bell things that say the stuff on the package. You give it to that person. You got words of affirmation and gift giving in it. So you can get super creative with gift giving. I think it's interesting because when I've worked with people, a lot of them are almost ashamed to say they like gift giving, but they find out that it is their love language and how much they appreciate it. And so that is gift giving for you. So we did affirmation, gift giving, quality time. This is a really big one, and I think it's super important because we lack a lot of free time and we lack a lot of quality time. And I like to tell parents this, that it's not about how much time you can be with them or how often, but it's the quality of it. Quality over quantity. So if I'm going to spend time with my boyfriend, it might be more meaningful to schedule a time to put the phones down and do a project together, or have a discussion together, or eating together, going on a walk together. What kind of things can you do that's actually bringing quality to the relationship? Now, I would say, like, if you are having a busy and hectic schedule, you're also appreciating doing the simplest things together. So again, putting the phone and turning the TV off and the music off, and brush your teeth together. I don't know, make the bed together. Lay in bed for a minute together. Take a couple moments together. Grocery shop together. All of that can be considered quality time if we take some of the distractions away. So again, quality. We think about quality. Even when you purchase things that are nicer quality, it's just more effort is put into it, and the attention to detail is noticed. So we did gift giving, quality time. I'm going to go into acts of service. So like I said, acts of service can be a variety of things, and it can be tricky because acts of service could be a lot different for each person and their needs. So, for example, you'll probably see a lot of moms appreciate acts of service because at that time in their life, they have a lot going on and they're overwhelmed. And so anything that can be taken off their plate feels so much heard and loved and appreciated, so it means a lot to them. Acts of service can be helping your child with something that they struggle to do. Maybe they have a chore and they have a hard time doing it, so you do it with them, or making their lunches for them, or children you do a lot of things for, but those are some simple things. With children, you can even ask, like, what's something that's meaningful for you that I do? And then with a partner, like I said, it's just the list. The list can be endless. Folding their laundry. Maybe you do it all the time, but maybe you do something special in a certain way, or maybe you do it extra that week, or maybe they usually switch the laundry, but you do it for them, or you guys have some kind of routine that helps you guys flow together. This will take a little bit, possibly more discussion and more awareness on each other's part to make sure you're doing the right acts of service. Not something that you think is going to be great for you guys, but something the other person needs help with. For example, I might not like going to the grocery store like at all, but it's something that needs to be done, and usually my boyfriend does it, so I'll do it anyways. surprise because it's something that's helpful for him versus, oh, let's just go out to eat. That might just create more anxiety if he's trying to save money or he doesn't want to go out to eat. I hope that's a good example for you guys. So next one is, we did quality time, gifts, acts of service, physical touch. And that one, I think, kind of says it in its word. I'm drawing a blank. Physical touch, I think, is pretty straightforward. You have your hand, your physical touch means a lot. Yes, it could be intimacy, it could be the stuff, but it also can be very simple touching of someone's arm, playing with their hair, rubbing their head, holding hands, maybe even rubbing on their leg, putting your hand around their waist, giving them a kiss on the cheek, kiss on the lips, kiss on the nose, cute little things you can do. Again, if with parents and children, physical touch could be holding and rocking. It could be playing patty cake, making that physical touch, holding and hugging for long periods of time, rubbing their back. Physical touch can even be, and you can do this with your partner too, washing their hair, brushing their hair, giving back massages. Again, intimacy. And so, how do you feel with physical touch? That's an interesting one. I feel like I'll have sometimes one partner who is completely not physical touch and the other one needs physical touch. And there's always, like, any time I see there's an extremity in one area or the other, it usually is something that's happened to them, possibly a trauma, or just maybe they didn't get a certain thing. So now they really are either need it a lot or they're avoidant of it. But that's why I said in the beginning of the video why it's important to just practice all of them, because they are all really important. Even if you're someone who's like, oh, I really like acts of service, that's my love language. Okay, so I'm probably going to do a lot of acts of service for that person, but I'm not going to ignore all the other ones. I'm going to make sure I'm trying all of them all the time. That's what makes the relationship such quality time. You know, if someone's like, I really love gift giving, I might try to tie in a couple different other ones. How can I do gift giving with an act of service and affirmation, maybe even physical touch on top of it, you know? And these little things that we do without thinking is just so important and can change your relationship quite a bit. It can boost the relationship. So I hope that is helpful and insightful for you guys. I know it's a hot topic right now. Another hot one I need to make a video on is attachment theory. So what is your love language? And what's your partner's love language or your child's? And what do you do for them to show that you understand what their love language is? That's another thing. I think I kind of talked about it, but just make sure we're not doing what we want. We're doing what our partner wants. Okay? And hopefully that partner is committed too, and they're doing what we want. And then we're both getting our needs met. That's a thing, like in couples therapy, I would get like, oh, I show love by acts of service. And he's like, well, I do it by physical touch. They're doing what they want to do without hearing each other. And so they're just keep missing each other. It's like they're trying and it's confusing because they're like, I'm trying so hard. I feel like I'm making so much effort, but they're missing it because they see things differently in the way they show their love to each other. And sometimes that helps clear up some miscommunication, because if we don't focus so much on like maybe the drama that you're dealing with and we just put that to the side for a minute, you can always jump to the 5 love languages. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I mean, comment down below if you can. I'm sure anything's possible you can go wrong with and it can backfire. But I would say the majority of the time you can't go wrong with doing what your partner has said their love language is. Okay, thank you for joining me and stay tuned for more.